Welcome to the show, Pitmasters. How's it going, Derek, man? It seems like it's been forever.
Dude, it's been a minute for sure, for sure. How you doing, man? Happy belated birthday.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. Celebrating throughout the weekend at an SEA comp, so can't complain about that, right?
Well, let's talk about it. Humble brag. How'd you do?
8th, 9th, 11th, and 20th.
Okay. You don't sound excited, but okay.
Well, I'm thankful for being able to take two walks. Right, there's other cooks that didn't even get an opportunity to walk, so that's the biggest one. So, battled wind on a C4. If any of you guys ever cooked on a C4, wind is not your friend. So I did that on Friday night. It was about 20-25 mile an hour winds here and there. It pulled all the heat off my grill. So turned in steaks with very light grill marks. The judges shouldn't be judging me down. At least they were consistent throughout the entire steak. So
okay, fair.
So and that steak got me the 8th place, and then the 11th place. So then I switched grills to combat the wind to the Valkyrie, and then that one actually got me 20th and 9th. So downgraded, but better sear marks. But my taste scores went up. So
okay,
it's just so it's a little give and take, but it's all good. So
I was saying with the 20th and 9th, I was like, it's kind of like a wash.
Yeah, exactly. So, there are some good competitions out there this weekend. We will discuss those on the show tomorrow. But there was, man, I think the KCBS had a tie for the highest KCBS score in history this weekend.
No, second. We'll go ahead and clarify that. They had to rectify that and repost it. So that's the second highest. So they tied with Kurt Wallace with Smoked and Furious because Brett and Benny with BMAC and Barbecue. They're still holding it solid since September of last year with that 718 point. What is it? 765 or something like that.
Yeah, that's wild. That is.
It wild. Is. It's nuts. But yeah, it's it kind of goes in line. Is the judging getting better? Or are cooks cooking better? Which one is it?
Yeah. I think it's a little bit of mix, right?
Right.
So you never.
We could save that conversation for later.
Exactly. Well, we have Kevin on the show with I guess it's just the perfect barbecue, right? We got some rubs.
Weekend Bum Barbecue?
From the Royal of Perfect. Yeah, so the Weekend Bum Barbecue. Sorry, I was looking at the big label. Maybe we'll have to talk to Kevin about that. Get your name out there bigger. But it looks like we're tasting 3 production runs tonight, and then this one that says it's not for resale.
Yeah, this looks like a trial. Looks like a sample.
Yeah.
So we're in production phase.
Looking for some tips before production. So
before final production.
Yeah. So that's gonna be awesome. I have not cracked it. Don't even know what they smell like. So we're gonna get into them. Which one are you most excited about to taste? Just by the bottle and label.
This one, I'm very curious about the Sicilian bum. This not for resale.
The private label.
The private label one. So I wonder how many edits they've gone through with this one. Is this edit number 5? Is this edit number 1, or is it number 14? So I'm very curious.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's go get our panel, and then let's talk to Kevin and just get this going and get some tasting going and just give feedback, man.
Let's get it.
Let me see here.
This is the single best investment you can make to become a better cook.
Thermopen 1 is the best thermometer I've ever had.
My thermometer of choice is ThermoWorks.
When it comes to quality that I can trust, this is the company that I go to over and over again.
There may be other thermometers out there, but there aren't other Thermopens.
Welcome to the panel, guys. How's everybody doing tonight, man?
Awesome.
Good.
Yeah, good. This is awesome. It's good to have a full panel like this.
It's good to see everybody again.
Right? Exactly. This is awesome. Marty, shout out to you for coming through last night. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed that tequila.
Yes, definitely. I haven't cracked it open yet. You can't drink on a Sunday when Monday comes around. It's tough.
I hear you.
Especially at my age now.
There it is. We were all thinking it.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, let's just start off the Well, Derek, you're front and center. Go ahead and let everybody know who you are and where you're from.
All right, I'm Derek Walls out of San Diego, California. I'm part of West Coast Barbecue Shop competition team. Started in 2022. Everything from CBJ to competition, help organizing. Now dipping my toes with open fire. Thanks to Miss Chrissy Vanover for taking me under her wing and inviting me to some people. So, but other than that, it's me in a nutshell.
Sweet, Marty.
Yeah, Marty Rich with Mental Voodoo Barbecue and also Voodoo Roasters Coffee. I compete under the barbecue name, and then we are a sponsor for the SCA.
Sweet. Sean Rapier.
Sean Rapier from GAVQ, normally out of Southern Utah, currently in Orlando, Florida, hanging out. But sometimes SCA guy, sometimes backyard guy, and generally kind of small animals. Generally.
He's mysterious like that.
Yeah. Michael Peterson.
Mike Peterson with M&J's Barbecue, do some backyard, some KCBS, SEA, and I am looking forward to looking into the open fire.
Sweet. And then I'd like to point this out. This used to be a rep, SCA rep, a KCBS rep. He was on the judging side, but if we notice, there are some trophies behind him. Yeah. Congratulations, Mr. John Mann.
There we go.
Yes.
Hey, everybody. John Mann, Alaska Barbecue Man. Like you mentioned, rep for KCBS, SCA, and kind of RCOA too, but haven't really done one yet. Just went through the training. But from Eagle River, Alaska, currently hanging out down in Kansas for the next, 12 months or so. 10, 12 more months. We're building a new facility for our All Kids Barbecue nonprofit, trying to teach the kids and get a few more competitive high school teams going. So, and yeah, I jumped in. I kind of stepped back from repping this year and jumped headfirst into competing backyard KCBS and my first Rib Cook-Off Association. That's Kevin actually organized and ran that contest up in Parkville, Missouri, and I got to stand up there with some of my idols, so I was pretty pumped about that. So I'm enjoying it.
Sweet. Chrissy Vanover, the celebrity TV personnel.
I forgot about that part. I was just going to say cook, judge, organizer, co-founder of the LFCA. And then, July 13th, I'll be on Food Network on the new TV show called Pitmasters.
There we go.
Awesome. And then Rob, the guy coming off the ladder, hitting Scartanardi in the face with the belt.
Robert Meyer from Union Grove, Wisconsin. And I like competition barbecue, Rib Cook-Off, SCA, and the KCBS.
You don't want to take a shot at Scott right now? I gave you an opportunity.
And I did take out Scott Nardi, and I am now known as the Chicken Daddy.
There you go. There you go.
Love it.
All right, and then the star of the show tonight, Kevin. Go ahead and break us down on who you are, how you got into this, and why you decided to make rubs.
Well, I'm crazy. That's why we're all here. But Kevin Hesse, Weekend Bum Barbecue. Live in Kansas City, Missouri. KCBS, a little bit of Rib Cook-Off, backyard, whatever there. Did rep, set up, organized, and rep my first competition, Rib Cook-Off here about 3-4 weeks ago. That was fantastic. We had 43 teams from 9 states and raised $15,500 for Veterans Relief Fund at the local VFW post. So glutton for punishment. We're coming back for round 2 next year. Expect to see all of you there. So I've been cooking. My first sanctioned competition was back in 2016, and it was at the American Royal because go big or go home. Just had a friend said, "Hey, we're throwing a party at the Royal. Can you cook for it?" I said, "Sure." Grabbed another person. Then we found out we had to compete. So we won't discuss what our food looked like that year out of 570 some teams. We finished appropriately. Let's just say that. Kind of dove into it. I travel for a living for work. I'm either in a truck or on an airplane, so I don't. On a busy year, I'll do 8 to 9 sanctioned comps. I do a handful of charity state cooks and stuff like that here and there. But fairly, get average number of calls, so nothing crazy. But I was lucky enough in 21 to finish first in pork at the American Royal. So first place out of 479 teams was pretty cool.
Solid.
It was one of those, we all jumped up. I was waiting for brisket. Like, okay, my brisket was good. Let's get past this pork thing. And when they called me, I jumped up and I'm like, what the bleep? All kinds of stuff. Pretty cool to do that. Got on stage and I was right next to the picture I have is Brad Leininger standing next to me. He had second. We both had a perfect score and I won with the coin flip. So I'd have been very happy with the ribbon and the mount there, but just that fact that I got to stand up there with that trophy and everything was pretty neat. So I had always played around with making my own seasonings here and there, especially early on, like a lot of us do. I think we can make it better. And I finally just suggestions of a few friends are like, why don't you roll some of this out? So kind of took advantage of what I had done and stuff and rolled out Perfect, named after what I'd gotten. It was a version of what I had used at the Royal with the combination on the pork. And so rolled it out, got a lot of advice from friends like Brian O'Modem with Sofa King, awesome, Addicted to the Q, Josh DeWitt with JDQ, several others out there just gave me a lot of good advice. Going real slow with it. Immediately rolled out Hot Bum after that, just because I'm like, well, you got to have something that's got a little kick to it. Like to have fun with the names. Had those for a few years. I after about a year, I finally what I called went legit. I actually got a co-packer to kind of get everything going and got the labels done properly. The most recent one has been out for a little over a year. OG Bum. And I guess the story to that's actually named after my dad, kind of call out to him. So Weekend Bum Barbecue, back in the 70s, everybody had a CB handle, and my dad's was the Weekend Bum. He was always looking for the weekend so he could go hunting or fishing somewhere. And so I kind of named my team after him, and he passed away a few years ago, and this is something I'd been playing with, so I rolled it out. And that one, all three of these are used by competition teams in different facets, but that OG Bum is actually used by quite a few. It's been very successful for, I'm not going to, they haven't told me I could call out their names, but some people in the Rib Cook-Off Association that have finished in the top 10 the past several years. Somebody actually got a third place at Worlds, KCBS World last year. Somebody finished in the top 11 at the Jack a few years ago, and using it as part of that. So it's just been, I like it. And I call every rub all purpose, honestly, but it's a good base rub for pork. I really enjoy it. When you taste it, you taste a few different things in there that don't come out of it when you cook, so everything's a little bit different there. Then the last one, the Sicilian Bum, the plain label, it's I will not take credit for what it the initial concept. That actually, I have two younger brothers, and my youngest brother had been playing around with something. I think he had probably gone through about 3 or 4 versions. Gave it to me. I got it to my co-packer. As you guys probably know, when you roll something out to a co-packer versus buying your seasonings at Sam's Club or Costco and mixing them, very different. So we tweaked it a couple of times. So that's probably version 5 or 6. I like it. We like it a lot. I've given some out to teams that I work with and friends of mine, and I usually roll something out, let people play with it for a year. Just tell me what you like about it. Tell me what you don't like about it. Cook with it, all kinds of stuff. But that one, in the short amount of time, it's been out like 2 months. I'm getting a lot of good feedback. Of course, Sicilian, it's Italian, so nothing we're going to be cooking unless it's an anything but or a pizza category, but just something completely different. Just trying to have fun with it. One day when I get to retire, maybe I'll be able to sling enough rubs and teach enough classes to kind of pay some of the bills and stay out of trouble for spending money on barbecue. So well, that's kind of my story.
Sweet. So, all right, what what order would you like us to taste these in?
Let's start with the first one. Perfect, then Hot Bum, then OG, and Sicilian. I know Derek said he wanted to taste the Sicilian right away, but we'll hold that till last. So.
Okay, let's start out with the perfect. So you broke these down on where they pretty much came from, but give us a little bit of your thought process when you're building these. What were you looking for? What were you hoping it was going to be used for? Things like that.
So initially, perfect. I think like most people, you want something that's got a little bit of sweet, just a basic, your regular, everyday seasoning that can be used. And I initially thought definitely straightforward barbecue, but I want something that people can use. I have another brother that, I've asked him, I'm like, hey, when I come up to see you, do you need any seasonings? Do you need any rubs? He goes, it's wintertime. I'm not cooking outside. I'm like, open your pantry, look at everything in there. These are just all mixed together, ready to go. So I was trying to create stuff that can be used, just anywhere in the kitchen. And so this has got, it's got a little bit of sweet, not too much, a little peppery kick on the back end. I've used this on eggs. Here's an interesting part. I haven't entered a whole lot of seasoning competitions, but there's 2 years in a row, I actually placed on the top 10 with beef with this one. I never would have thought of it for beef. But people tell me they're putting it on steaks and stuff like that. I like it with pork and chicken are my favorites. But kind of versatile. It's very simple. There's not a ton of ingredients in these first couple. I just try to keep them very simple when I created them.
Right. So right out the gate, kind of following up what you said, there's nothing too left or right on it. It's like very neutral. You get some heat, you get some sweet, you get that smoky flavor, and that's about it. That's why it's a perfect all-purpose, because it's not offensive in any direction. It's like you said, you can go from eggs to pork. It's a very good everything from to your beef and everything. Just like you were stating, I don't feel like it's dedicated to one meat. It can go on everything. Mm-hmm. The color I'd like to see. It looks like it's going to lay down a good color when you put it on your products as well. So, but yeah, it's very neutral. There's nothing offensive about it. It's fantastic. And I think landing it as an all-purpose rub is perfect versus naming it, anything pork, anything chicken, things like that. I think you nailed it with this product there.
Thank you.
Open table. Go ahead. Whoever wants to go next.
All right.
I'll jump in here. Flip heads, I win.
Age before beauty.
Yeah, right off. There you go. Right off the bat, I like the labels. The perfect on the front. Not sure that the general public understands what that means, but those of us in the comp world definitely do. All-purpose threads. One of the first things I noticed was how finely ground it is, and I was thinking maybe using it as like a finish rub, chicken ribs, whatever. But again, all across the board, just very versatile. Not, I didn't get too much heat, which my wife appreciates. I'm probably gonna like your hot bun better. but she likes less heat. She's always my taste tester at comp. It's like, all right, too much heat or not enough, and if she says not enough, I know it's probably mild. So I hit it with a little bit more. But anyway, yeah, it's just a great versatile rub, Kevin. I think I know a lot of the people on the circuit that are using it. So congratulations on that side of it. And I think it's just a good all-purpose.
Thank you. One thing you will notice, yeah, all my rubs are fairly. I've always been a fan of stuff has finer grains to it. I feel it's easier to get it across. Of course, when you get into some heavy beef rubs, they're thicker, and stuff. I just feel it's harder to spread those. So that's why I've gone this route to this point.
Nice. I'll jump in.
I'm going kind of touch. But
who's going? First off, thanks for the sticker. That's got to go on the comp trailer.
Awesome. Good.
Add to my collection on the door. Yeah, so the perfect. I really like this. I love how it's got a really balanced flavor between, the sweetness and things like that. One thing I did notice on this, like after about a half a second or second, the garlic really started to come through for me, and I love that. Like, I know this would be great on pork, but I actually think I want to do some chicken wings because of this. I think this would be amazing on some wings. So yeah. Fantastic rub. Great job, man. I love it.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to go and piggyback off kind of what everyone else said. One thing I did notice when I first opened these, and one thing I really like too with rubs is how fine they are. And I can already tell, like even laying this thing on a pork, like ribs or any kind of pork or anything, really good color. It's really good. But like everyone else said, just a good, well-balanced rub, something that you can kind of build off of and nothing that's going to be overpowering or slap you in the face and be offensive. But very, very, very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. This is definitely going to lay down some nice color on a finishing rub, bring out that nice mahogany color taste. I think it'd be good on some white fish or even on some lobster.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
seafood.
Yeah,
I think it's perfect on some seafood.
John, should we go fishing for some of that Missouri lobster? Missouri River lobster.
I was pleasantly surprised by this because looking at it, I thought it was going to be like a sweet kind of porkish rub. You can see a little bit of the sugar in here, but it really surprised me with how nice and savory and balanced it is. It has sugar, but that's not the first, even though it's like one of the first ingredients, I think, it's not the first thing that hits my tongue. It definitely has that more, like everybody said, kind of garlic, maybe even mustardy flavor. Yeah, it's really balanced. And like everybody said, I like the fineness, just enough sweet, just enough heat, but really more of kind of that savory note.
So I will, something there that you said, that mustardy flavor, there is mustard powder in there.
Okay.
Very little, like the least amount. And you're the first, I've always wondered, is that worth me putting in there, playing around? It doesn't affect my cost very much, but that's kind of when I did. And I'll fully admit my taste buds aren't the greatest. That's why I give out tons of bottles to people, but that's awesome to hear you say that, Christy. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it
super palate over there.
It kind of like gave me a vibe of like, I want to eat it like sprinkled on pretzels. Like I want to like put butter on pretzels and like sprinkle it all over it. Like, yeah, it's really good. And it's good to see you, Kevin.
Yes, good to see you. One day we'll meet in person.
Yes, I know.
Hopefully it'll be at Vegas for $1 million. So.
Heck yeah.
I got 3 more chances. So.
Yes.
This is why I love. Just gonna.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Derek. No,
you go. I was gonna say I usually go last, so go.
Yeah, go.
Well, I was about to say how much I really appreciate the mustard in it, but Christy I didn't taste the mustard. I wish that I had Christy's palate. I just don't. Anyway, no. What I really like about this is it has a smoky taste, and almost everything that I've tasted in rubs that try to be smoky goes artificial to me. There ends up being almost a forced smokiness. And this is a pretty rich smokiness. I really like it. The other thing I was thinking about with this, as far as just, you call it all purpose, which is great. A lot of times you want to take a recipe in one direction, either like, let's go cherry or let's go peach or let's go super garlic or whatever. And you got to lay down that base layer. And a lot of times I'm pulling out 3, 4, 5 rubs and 5 or 6 other spices, usually an AP layer first, then maybe a sweet, and you're building. This is like building in a box. I mean, it's just there. I could see really just cover it and then build those flavors on top of it. So great base layer. Thank you. It's excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, this is exactly why I love going last, because you guys nailed it. And then Chris, you chime in with the mustard side of it. That was like, that's the acidity. Like, it's very subtle. So like for you to mention, is like, is it worth having it in there? It's those little things that contribute, that help build. So yeah, that's what made me feel like it was kind of a pork rub, because the sweetness wasn't very sweet, very well balanced. I was thinking more along the lines of like buttered shrimp, putting on buttered shrimp, French fries, tots, things like that. Like potatoes, I start something starchy. It would be really good on. But French fries was the fat kid in me. I was like, dude, I could just annihilate that. But yeah, and then of course the dad girl in me, when I saw it initially, I thought it said pitch perfect. And I was like, oh, it's perfect. So it worked. Your marketing strategy worked. It made me second guess everything. And I was like, wait a minute. And it's like, yeah, if I saw that in the store, I would have been like, I'm picking it up. So, and odds are that you're going to buy it as soon as you touch it and hold it and handle it and everything. So very nice work. But yes, as a all-purpose, the pourability. So everybody touched on the granular side of it. You know, I grabbed my red Solo cup. I swear it's empty. It just had rub in it. And I poured it out. And once you kind of, it sets for a little bit. Once you wake it up a little bit, get some air in there. Yeah, it flowed really nice. So I can understand that. It's going to give great color, great coverage. So I see what you did there. You did your homework. And that smokiness, I don't think it's as pronounced as in like Lay's barbecue chips. Like, I think of JDQ. So when you said that you even talked to Josh about it, I'm like, okay, there seems to be a little influence in there. So that makes total sense. But yeah, it wasn't overpowering. It was very well balanced with the smokiness and everything that's in there. So nice work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
Just to kind of input, I just remembered. So I have a few restaurants and caterers that use my stuff in bulk. And you mentioned French fries. There's a restaurant down in outside of Tahlequah, Oklahoma, that he uses that as his fry seasoning.
There you go. See,
yep.
Yeah, it'd be phenomenal on that. I can tell.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Very cool.
That is awesome. All right, hot bum.
Hot bum. Like I said, need something with a little bit of kick. And again, this one's not a ton of ingredients in it. It's one of those that the heat does cook out of it a decent amount. So some people get worried depending on what they're doing with it, cooking wise. But so I always say add more. In the words of Tim Shear class, add enough so my kids can go to Harvard, not community college. Type of deal. But yeah, just good. Now this one, I use it as a base on my ribs in competition. I know there's a lot of teams that use it as a base on their wings in Rib Cook-Off Association. I love it on cream cheese. Cover it in cream cheese. Just anything where you want to add some heat to it. It's very simple. It spreads. I think with a hot seasoning, you have to have those fine granulars, because otherwise you blow up one side, not the other. So, and I just, when I came up with the name, the hot bum, it's just kind of, okay, it's kind of funny. Everybody's got a hot bum. Everybody needs a hot bum. So, and real quick on the labels. So a fraternity brother of mine, he was a graphic design major. He now does a lot of social media marketing and stuff like that, but he's the one I called out to him to help design my labels and redid my logo here a few years ago. And he said, can I have creative licensing? I'm like, go ahead. I don't care. And all three of these came out and I was just like, holy cow, they are spot. I couldn't have even thought of these. So shout out to Derek David. He does a great job with this stuff.
I love your labels. They're really good.
Thank you. That was all him. I had no influence on him, I can promise you. So he just gets a brisket every time he does something for me. So.
Nice.
That's a good relationship.
That's a fantastic trade.
Yeah.
Like I said. So when I cracked this bottle open, on my nose, I instantly went to Yardbird. It smells a ton like Yardbird to me. But I tasted it at first, and it was like almost instant heat for me. And then the flavors came through, and then I went in for a second dip, and then I don't know if it's the cayenne pepper that came in again, but it almost added a citrus back into it, and then the rest of the flavors came through. This rub is, I think it's personally, I would only see using this on poultry, even though it would go on good on pork, but I think this would be more of a good solid poultry, chicken wings. I would rather go to the perfect for the pork, but I think this is a solid pick for even the KCBS entry as well, because it's not offensive. It has some kick to it, and then that kick will fade away when we all use Blues Hog anyway. So, so I think this is I think would be perfect on a backyard to a pro cook with this rub for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I went last time, so I'll jump in on it. First of all, personal connection. Hot Bum was my nickname in college, so I like that already. I didn't go to college. That was really a lie. What I really liked is, I was expecting kind of the traditional pepper kick, and I got chilies first, and so there was. I say it all the time, like, too many hot rubs are hot and nothing else. They bring heat and nothing. You got a lot of flavor in here, which was nice, but I only tasted it for a couple seconds. Then the back of my throat and the back of my tongue started to light up, which is what you want in a hot rub. So I think wings would be just absolutely dynamite with this, especially if you're serving them with a good ranch or some type of, something creamy with as an offset. I also feel like a lot of Mexican leaning dishes would really benefit for this, because you bring in some non-traditional Mexican stuff with some traditional Mexican flavors. So something like fajitas, throw this on some skirt steak, liven everything up in with some veggies. I really like. I don't always love hot rubs, because I feel like they try to punch you in the face and go, "See, don't you get it? It's hot." But this has flavor with it, and I think it's really great. And I could see using this on quite a few dishes. So awesome.
Thank you.
I think the balance on this from the heat, what a lot of people like, what Sean was saying, is they add a ton of cayenne or things in there to really just make the heat stand out. But I think this has balance for me because you got cayenne and white pepper, and I can taste both of them. And that usually you got one that just kicks the butt of the other one, overpowers it. So this is actually really good. And like when I first tasted this, the first thing popped in my head is I want to add this to a pot of chili. I think it'd be outstanding in there.
Definitely chili. Yeah. And the white pepper, when I played with this, when I was creating it, I like cayenne, but to an extent. It starts to get an aftertaste flavor for me personally. So that's why I brought that white pepper can be so dangerous if you're not careful. So I went back and forth with that white pepper. So it seems to be a good balance to me.
I think you nailed the ratios there between those two. I can taste both, and they don't overpower each other. So nicely done.
Thank you.
Yeah, to touch on what Sean and Marty said, I'd go more like a Creole style. Some Baja fish tacos. Some jambalaya, I think that would be good in, and some touffee. Some crawfish touffee would be really good with this seasoning with the white pepper and the balance of the cayenne. And I really am going to take some off of Derek. I think it'd be great on ice cream.
He beat you.
He beat you to it. Beat you to it.
Nice. What I got to say about this is chili was the first thing that I went to also, like throwing this in a pot of chili. But what I like about it is that it has such a nice earthiness with the chilies that right when it sneaks up on you and bites you, then the sweetness from the sugar kind of like tones it. So those two like hit you in a pleasurable way, but then you also have the earthiness of the chili. Like it all just kind of like hits you on all sides at the same time and mellows out, after a little bit. It definitely has the heat to it, but then that, like I said, that earthiness and that sweetness comes through. So yeah, pot of chili for me for sure. even on some garlic bread, I think this would be fantastic. And then, of course, I think, of course, on meats. I think even a little bit on brisket, even though, maybe a non-traditional brisket, but like some SPG with this, it would just take it kind of to that next level. I do like chilies on my brisket.
Yeah, you're right on that beef.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Amanda's actually, before she just walked out, she said carne asada. Put some orange juice in there and with the probably, I don't know, half a bottle of this rub, and let it marinate. I bet it'd probably actually be really good.
Yeah.
Remember, half a bottle. We're trying to send kids off to Harvard.
Or just let Kevin retire. One of the two.
Yeah.
I'll agree with the well balance on the peppers. It's complex. It's not, I do like spice. I like the cayenne, but a lot of times, that cayenne just overpowers everything. And so the other black and white pepper that you put in there that kind of give it more depth, I think, with the heat than just a smack you in the face cayenne aftertaste. And I think I actually might use this in my ancillary coming up. Thinking about I was going to do a Mexican pulled pork, and I don't want to give away the whole recipe here, but it's in a cheese category. But I'm going to use do a cheese taco shell. Actually, is what I'm going to do, and use that as my cheese. And I was looking for a spicy rub to do Mexican pulled pork with, and so I think this might be it. So we'll give it a shot. I'll let you know how it works.
Sweet.
That sounds awesome. Let me know where you're going to be, John.
Yeah.
You come eat that.
Well, it's cheese, and there's a factory close by.
I was going to say, I know exactly where you're going to be.
I know you do.
Be the mouse.
Yeah.
Rob, Marty, I think.
I think Marty went. I was just going to touch on just what everybody said. Sean and Marty. My first thought was chili. As soon as I took a little sample, I was like, chili, or like tri-tip tacos, or just something more along, like you guys said, more like the Mexican flavors, like the chilies in there. It was like, that's where my mind went to. Just a good cut of beef and make some good tacos, and it's good. But like I said, it does have some heat, which I do enjoy too. So very, very good.
Thank you.
Everybody nailed it. So I was very curious about this one. So like I said about the perfect, I almost called it pitch perfect again. Perfect on fries. I was like, this would be great on fries as well, but it'd be, those are our Cajun fries. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you want a little bit more of a kick, and then after getting that floral flavor, that herbaceous flavor from the peppers, it reminded me of, everybody was going Mexican with skirt or carne asada, but what came to mind was a little bit more sweeter. So like mango, grilled mango, pineapple on the grill, and hitting it with that, because the sweetness that comes off of it is not overly sweet. It, like Christy touched on, it kind of just subtly kind of brings you back down a little bit. But if it was on pineapple, it's going to bring it down immediately. So it's going to be really impactful on the palate. So I went with the mangoes. I went with the grilled pineapple, and then also I figured it would also be really good if I were to utilize that in my caterings for my mac and cheese. I feel this is everything all in one bottle to give it a subtle kick, not overdo it and go crazy and change the color of the tint of the mac and cheese itself, but I feel it'll complement it really well. So yeah, nice work.
Thank you.
Now that you said that, Derek, I've got to put it on watermelon, because we put tahini on watermelon.
I've been waiting to say it. So somebody told me about putting on watermelon 2 years ago, and I just cut up 2 watermelons for dinner beforehand and brought it out and sprinkled it on there because Michael talked about it. Derek, you got just with you think everybody uses tahini.
Yep.
Well, this is like a tahini without the citrus part, which I always just squeeze a lime anyways over it. So, but then Anthony talked about the marinating the carne asada, and I love that idea. So when the craze was a year or two ago, put some seasoning in a pickle jar and shake it up. Well, I did that with dill pickles and then olives. I love olive. I'm an olive junkie. Did the same thing, and it just those were fantastic. And I only used like basically the cap of the lid. That's all I put in there, and just let it soak for a couple of days. So.
Nice. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think tequila lime shrimp would be really good with that to give it a little bit of heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael, I just ate and you made me all hungry again talking about all your Cajun food there, Michael. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Love Cajun food.
Yeah. Cool. I guess we have the OG rub now, huh?
The OG. This when you taste this, you're going to smell and taste something that doesn't come out when you cook with it. It's going to have a cinnamon taste to it. I know it sounds a little odd, but you do not taste it whatsoever when you cook with it. I was trying to get. This is the most complex out of all my seasonings. It has way too many ingredients when I first started playing with it, but it's come out well. Again, a lot of pork. This has been used on. I do know some people, and I have cooked a brisket with this. I like the flavor as part of a coating, kind of almost a Smoking Guns hot type flavor is what I was shooting for when I created it. But this is my favorite out of the three. When I rolled them out, I like, especially competition. I use this on, I think 3 out of my 4 competition meets at KCBS. So
nice. Yeah, I like this one. This one's really nice. I think you hit it perfect on the bottle. The slightly sweet note, cinnamon, bold peppers pop, right? I wish the cinnamon would come out just a little bit more. It's on the nose, but it'd be nice to have that little bit on the palate. I'm not picking it up. Christy probably does. She probably picked it up way more than I did, but this is actually a fantastic rub. I would really like to lay this just on some ribs. This and then a light coat of the perfect for some ribs, I think would be a solid home run. I'm probably going to cook with this weekend. Like you said, I think this so far is my favorite as well. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Kevin, I noticed the color, maybe a little less paprika in it. Does it still put a pretty good color on pork?
It puts a good color. It doesn't get it quite that red mahogany. Most are using this, and even I do, is a base layer or a second layer if you're using 3. I've used it as the main layer on a brisket before, and it comes out with a good color, but not quite. It doesn't have that reddish. I was trying to let me do something that isn't red. It doesn't have that color. I wanted something a little more, a little bit different looking. So.
Well, I noticed a lot of people were talking about their chicken turn-ins about be careful, don't get it too dark, and so that's why I was wondering, because what you're trying to mimic, I guess, a little bit, the Smoking Guns Hot is my base layer that I've been using, and I got the cinnamon a lot when I first smelled it, and the very first taste. I got it, but I think it might be that I was thinking cinnamon as I was. I do that with my bourbon a lot. I'll take a drink in it, and then I'll read the label, and then I'm like, oh yeah, there's. I tasted that. No, I didn't. I just read the label, right? But but no, I think a well balanced, it's not. None of your rubs have been super sweet, which is I like. As we all know that, KCBS is usually a sweet, the sweeter the better type thing, and I personally don't like that. So, but we all do it because that's what wins, right? So, but yeah, nice job on this one. I'm thinking trying it on chicken and see what we can pull off with that. I'm going to make some wings for Saturday, so maybe I'll throw it on chicken wings, see how it does.
Right. Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
I think this will go good on anything. really. Like it's one of the things I did notice on this when I first opened it up and I smelled it. I could smell the cinnamon, and then what I thought was like molasses before I read the label, because I could kind of get that smokiness, that that richness to it, and so then I started looking and it looks like you got cocoa on there a little bit in the bottom.
Yeah, just
but
a little.
It's this really is one of those that I think I could put on almost anything, and I think it would just enhance it completely. Once again, I'm a fan of the white pepper and the onion that's in it. Also, just like the others, really well balanced. You guys, you've done a great job in putting this together and not having one ingredient overpower the other. So, again, nice job. Love them.
Thank you.
Yeah, touching on Marty, you can definitely get the scent of the cumin that's in there, the earthiness of the cumin. So it's leading kind of with the cocoa, a little towards the mole type things. Yeah, this would be an awesome rub. I could see myself using it a ton. I would use it with the hot bum to enhance that Spanish type flavor, even in the chilies and stuff, with the cocoa and the cumin that's in it, and the onion, the stronger onion.
Yeah.
I love this one. I like your other ones too, but it honestly, it has a lot of similar components to my pork rub, which is one of my favorites of my line.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, yes, cinnamon and cumin and the chilies. And I do like sweeter rubs, but it's not like overly sweet. It's just like that perfect sweetness that I just want to keep eating it. And then when I tasted it with the Perfect, and then when I tasted it with the hot bum, it complements both of those differently so well. So layering those two, whether you're going the chicken route or the pork route, really, really nice. Yeah, I'm going to use this one on a lot. And the first thing I thought of, which I can't believe that John didn't say, is putting it on salmon. Like, I think it would be really nice on salmon.
I've been out of Alaska too long.
This is a really complex rub. Like I've gone back 4 times and kind of gotten a different experience each time. Like the way the heat plays with the sweet. And I try to, like, when I taste something, I try to close my eyes and think of like what's the first thing that pops through my head that I'd want to put it on. And oddly enough, it was put it in caramel. Like I want to throw this in some caramel or maybe a Rice Krispie treat. I love the play of sweet with savory and with heat, but this is really complex. Like I really like that. Is you can't pin it down. I mean, try to describe it in a couple of words. You just can't. It really is an all around. It's definitely my favorite. I like the other two a lot, but it's great. And I think it'd be a great base layer too. But it is also one of those that would be so easy to grab when you're just in a rush. You're making some chicken thighs, you're making some salmon, whatever, that you don't have to layer it. Like you've thrown enough in this that it's a very complex, very rich seasoning. It's got a little bit of everything. So I could see just sprinkling it, cooking it, and everybody being a huge fan. So definitely my favorite and really going to go in the arsenal pretty on the regular with this.
Awesome. Thank you.
And mine, I'm agreeing with what everyone else said too. Definitely my favorite rub, my favorite. And like Anthony said, these two right here is going to be a perfect combo. And I'm going to make some ribs with it. I don't know too much about the chicken. If I'd use this on chicken, it's a little sweet for me. But my first thought was just these two on ribs is going to be dynamite. Definitely my favorite though.
Good. Thank you.
We going to Italy?
Is it me? Am I the last one?
Yeah, go ahead and talk about ice cream.
I forgot ice cream.
Yes, it is ice cream, okay, but it's gonna be like that churro ice cream with the flour tortillas that you deep fry and you roll it in cinnamon sugar, but instead of cinnamon sugar, you roll it in this. I want that in my
fried
mouth.
Ice cream. Yeah.
Yes, fried ice cream, right? So we do it with that. And then chicken, I felt it'd be too sweet for chicken. So I was more of that pork loin, bone and pork chop with an apple or maybe a pear chutney. Like I could see that being fire. But yeah, definitely my favorite one. So far. Let's try the Sicilian bum.
All right. So far. Right. Yeah, tell us a little bit more about this. You said your brother developed it, correct?
Yeah, so I have 2 younger brothers, and my youngest brother, I don't know, I didn't even know he was messing around with something. He's like, hey, I've been playing around with the pizza seasoning. And I'm like, pizza seasoning? And I was like, well, next time I come up to see you, he just lives outside of Lincoln, Nebraska. He's like, I'll come see you. And he gave it to me. And he was going to the point where he was actually using the dehydrator to get the tomato paste and that kind of stuff. And he was trying to mimic something that actually Urban Slicer had, which kind of a longer story. I found out the guy who started Frampton, who started Urban Slicer, we went to high school together. He's younger than me, but but anyway, so he's like, why don't you think you can make this? I said, well, let's give it a try. And he was just using it on garlic toast and actually in his pizza sauce. But I've done a couple of cooks where I did something different. Tyson Kanamanu, Pig Kahuna, who head butcher at the Uppercut here in Kansas City, I gave him a bottle. He went and cooked that night. He made chicken kebabs with it, and he said they were absolutely phenomenal. They're actually looking at using this in their restaurant portion at the Uppercut on some of their sandwiches. But I haven't done a ton of playing cooking with it, but I just like the flavor. I'm trying to get it out there. I tried to bounce it up to get more oregano pop is what I wanted. I didn't want as much. Initially, when we first made it, there was too much tomato-y for me. So I tried to get the oregano and the garlic to pop a little bit more. So tell me what y'all think. What are your thoughts with it?
When I first tasted this, I imagined going through the darkest, scariest streets in Chicago, finding this mom and pop pizza joint that nobody heard of, and tasting the best pizza sauce I've ever had in my entire life. That bottle is the powder form of something that you would find in an amazing restaurant that nobody knows about. That, man, sprinkling that on just on a regular spaghetti to elevate it. You can get a can of ragu spaghetti sauce and then put that on top, and it tastes almost like a gourmet restaurant, man. 100% zero negatives with this. This is probably the best Sicilian style rub I've ever tasted in my life.
Wow, that's a pretty awesome description. Thank you.
So
I was going with the creaminess with like a Marry Me shrimp. Something about seafood. Doing a Marry Me shrimp with some heavy cream.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tomato pesto. That is a good. I can't wait to play with this. I'll definitely be sending you some reviews.
Yes.
Definitely. I need to find out where Michael lives and go eat his food. He just sounds like he eats a lot of good stuff.
All right.
I was actually thinking of doing like a shrimp boudin with it to go with the Sicilian flavor.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mike is always the biggest creative really mind, I think, in the group. And before Derek goes down the line and starts talking about cannolis and all that kind of stuff, I want to jump on. No, Kevin, this is awesome. I'm always having a hard time finding any type of marinara or pasta sauce, red sauce, that has any flavor to it. It's always sweet tomato. That's all you taste.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm always trying to find something to kick it up a notch. And yeah, this, wow. I mean, it's like a piece of sausage pepperoni pizza in a bottle. It's what I'm getting at. It's like I first opened it up, I'm like, man, I feel like I'm in a pizza joint. But
right.
Yeah, I mean this is a hit, dude. You've got to do this one.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion.
There are some ingredients in there that make it a little costly. So I've been speaking to a new co-packer, so I'm trying to see if I can get that down, because right now it's cost prohibitive to make at this level. But anyways.
Well, this knocked my socks off. Like Anthony nailed it. I felt like I was in New York, and that like somebody took a pizza, dehydrated it, ground it all up, and threw it in a bottle and sent it to me. Is there Parmesan cheese in this?
Nope.
Or anything buttery? Really? There's something that I just want to like sprinkle it on pizza instead of parm and crushed red peppers. Like it has some kind of like creaminess that's coming
out. It makes you feel that you're
okay.
You have that. So.
Okay. What I would love to do, which Italians would like forbid me from doing this, but I want to do like fettuccine Alfredo, but add this into it to make it more of a tomatoey, a little bit spicy fettuccine Alfredo, just like butter and some cream maybe. And yeah, it's so good. You're gonna have to at least produce it for us.
Oh yeah, no, well, believe me, there's enough people that have had it that they're like, I'm like, all right, let's see what I can do. So.
Yeah.
5-pound bag, please.
And mixing it in ground sausage and making like sausage links with this would like enhance any kind of like. Or just even making mixing it into your meatballs would enhance the flavor of the whole dish so nicely.
So, Krista, what do you think about albino white sauce?
Oh, yeah.
Christy, we just got through grinding up a whole bunch of pork sausage, and I did some non-seasoned just so I could play with them.
Yeah.
And man, I'm ready. Let's go.
Yes.
So I tasted this and felt like the old mosquito in the nudist colony. I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know where to start. My brain was just racing. I mean, it was just like all of a sudden, I've never tasted anything like it. I gave up buying Italian seasoning of any kind about 3 years ago because I was so disappointed. It was either salt and garlic or it was nothing. You couldn't taste it. You had to dump so much on. My first thought went to like cioppino. If you were building up like a good seafood broth, getting some of this in here, getting some of those Italian flavors going. And then I started thinking about just if you need a quick meal for family, doing some Campbell's tomato soup and just dumping in a bunch of this and dunking a good crispy grilled dang, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Hate this show. But, just dunking some grilled cheese in it and you're going to get all those flavors. But this is an enhancer, man. This is like, I want to hydrate it. Like, I feel like going and just soaking it in water and eating it because it's just delicious. And
I bet you could. Awesome. I bet you could just bust out like some tomato paste and thin it out and sprinkle this in there and you'd have a fantastic sauce.
It is dynamite, and it's not like anything else. It's rare that we find something this different. This is really different. I think you got something really special here.
Thank you.
I think this one's my favorite out of the group we've tasted today, just because it is so much more unique. It's not like anything else.
Yeah.
When I first first thing I smelled it was great aroma. And then, I thought anything pasta, meatballs, even lasagna, whatever. And then I thought seafood boil would be good. Add this with a little bit more of the Cajun, and then my final thing I'm going to try this on, I'm going to take this and the hot bun, and I'm going to put this in some carbonara.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things that I love the most of eating Italian food is when you're on the way home and that piece of oregano comes and lands on your palate randomly. That just happened. It's awesome.
So good.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it is crazy. Like everyone said, it is just like having a piece of pizza in your mouth, but without it. One thing I am going to say though, and like John said, 5-pound bags or a bigger shaker bottle than this, because I know with this, I'd be going through this like. I make a lot of pizza sauce, and I use like a heavy sauce, and I use the urban slice or the red one.
Yeah.
This, and I usually use about a half bottle, maybe a little bit more. But I'd even use this in like making like a dip, like use it with like either like a Greek yogurt or something, and just make like a good dip, like a dipping sauce.
Yeah.
But
that is a question. Sorry to cut you off there, but I use the smaller bottles because that's how I first started. I was like, well, let's try these, get them out sample wise. Is it something package wise, bottle obviously larger with larger holes, or is this a bagged item?
No,
I mean, I'm not a fan of bags.
Costco style bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, big bottle.
I would buy this.
Yeah.
I think though that you also have the potential for like a Williams Sonoma glass jar, almost like a jar of glass spaghetti sauce, like ragu, but full of this, but with a a sprinkle cap, like that big of a bottle, but like making it's so high end. I feel like that it has the ability to be sold at, like, honestly, if you gave me a glass jar, a ragu style jar of that, I'd pay $25 for it easily.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considered anything without you, but I appreciate that, Christy.
All right, last one.
Yeah, last one.
I am so ashamed of what came to mind when I smelled it and I tasted it. Very, very aromatic. I love it. Right. You remember going to the gas station? You get combos, the pizza pepperoni pizza combos, and you crack that bag open, and the whole car just smells like that. That's exactly what came to mind when I smelled it. I got so excited to try it. So yes, to what Sean said with grilled cheese, I was like, you put this on your grilled cheese, like right before you put that top, slice of bread on there, and start. I'm like, you get your tomato soup and everything all in one. But yeah, it's also one of those savior things too. Like I was thinking, I've tried places where to get a meatball sub or a meatball sandwich, and you're like, oh, dude, this does not hit. It's meat and sauce, and it's just bland. It's like one of those things. Like Elf in the movie Elf, he pulls the maple syrup out of his sleeve. It's like, oh, let's pull this out, let's doctor it up, and it's gonna hit. So yes, very nice work. And that was kind of a tease where you're like, cost wise, we're not there yet. It's pretty pricey to make. So yeah, don't tease us with this. Like you have to see this through and make it work. And we want it in a big bottle. Absolutely. So nice work with that. This might be the new favorite now.
I'm happy to order a small custom batch from you if you're willing.
I'm willing. Believe me, I just the response to this one has been, in the short amount of time, has been pretty intense. I mean, obviously from all of your responses compared to the other stuff, it's different. We're all used to barbecue stuff. We're all used to. That's why at first I was like, I don't know if I want to mess with. I'm like, you know what? I just like to cook and have fun. I don't care. I mean, I grew up sitting there watching mom bake and stuff and play around. And this is gives you a whole different. Instead of thinking about chicken ribs and pork all day long and brisket, you do something totally different. I mean, listening to Sean and Michael and everybody talk about these different ideas, I've got my head's just rolling right now on different things to cook. So
I got a potato ancillary coming up. I might have to work this into that.
Oh yes,
she's got 50 pounds of potatoes she's got to burn through.
I do have 50 pounds of potatoes.
50 pounds.
I was in Idaho last weekend and won an auction.
Who bids on 50 pounds of potatoes?
It was only $15. Hey, I didn't get the 200 ears of corn, so.
Oh wow!
Jeez. I would have been a lot of and vacuum in there.
Yeah.
It'd be good on corn too.
Yeah, yeah, it would.
All right, so I'm just gonna go around the table, and I think it's gonna be unanimous. But what was the favorite rub of this evening? In production, I'm gonna say the OG. Out of the 4 we've tasted tonight, is gonna be the Sicilian, hands down.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Production, it's perfect. And then my favorite Sicilian as well.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go hot bum with the Sicilian just because I can't wait to play with it. And Kevin, anytime you want to come down, let's just whip some crazy shit up and let's eat.
I'm all about crazy stuff. That's for sure.
Yes.
With a little more heat, it could be a hot Sicilian bone.
There you go.
Amazing. It's great. I've obviously tried the other one before, but that one's a home run, buddy. Nice work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For production, I really like the OG. I thought the OG was fantastic. But this is memorable. I mean, this Sicilian, like, I will remember this. And we all see a lot of rubs. I will remember this.
Yes. All right. Is that the census on everybody?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Sean's right. Like, the Sicilian, like, we don't see a lot of that. So if I were to see that in a barbecue shop or, with the seasonings with pizza slicer, urban pizza slicer up there too, I'd be very intrigued. Phenomenal. But production, OG, love it. So nice work, man. Thank you. Thank you for your time and thank you for the products.
Yeah,
thank
well,
you.
Thank all of you. I appreciate John, reaching out to me, asking me about this. This is, as a small-time guy in this world, somebody trying to get this figured out. This is gives me an opportunity, and I love the the different input from people from around the country. So that's fantastic. Hopefully get to meet you all one of these days. American Rolls in my backyard. Come on out. I always throw a big old party with several other teams. You're always welcome to come out. And like I said, hopefully I'll be out there cooking next to, Christy trying to win $1 million so I can afford the pizza seasoning. So,
hey, and where can everybody buy your in-market stuff so that we can help build that prize purse for you?
Thank you for that. Several online dealers, Stockyard Barbecue Supply in Kansas City. He sells online. He also has an Amazon and a Walmart store that he sells. He's an IT guy. I think like half the barbecue guys in the world are. American Fire and the Kansas City Barbecue Store, both in-store and online. The Iowa Barbecue Store carries it. And those are really, trying to think. Those are the online stores right now. Everybody else in Kansas City, the Uppercut KC. I've got, HUB in Omaha, Nebraska, Helping Your Barbecue. Ryan carries it, and I believe he's got it on his online store as well. So,
congrats. That's great.
And then Pranger's Grocery Store, a little small chain in the middle of Missouri. Actually, interesting thing, the butchers in their 5 stores use the Perfect to season meat and then slap a sticker on there. I sell Perfect like it's freaking water coming out of the tap at those stores just because everybody gets a flavor of it. So I'm going to have to slide some of this other stuff into the butchers and get that going. So.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, thank you so much for sending this out to us, and we really appreciate your time. And we're all excited to cook with this, and we'll be tagging you. And anybody listen to the show, jump online and get yourself a bottle of any of these products, and hopefully this pizza stuff will be online in the next while. Alrighty, guys. Everybody, you have a good night. Thank you again for everybody joining us, and we'll be doing this again in a few weeks.
Good seeing everybody, and thank you again, Kevin.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
All right.
See you guys.
We'll see you guys later. Thanks. Yep. Bye-bye.